Hi everyone, Laurel Mintz here, GP of Fabric VC, and this is Oversubscribed. Why do so many startups fail? Even in the investment world, we assume if you've got 10 companies, 8 are gonna fail, one's gonna be a 3 or 4X, and one's gonna be your Google that will carry the entire fund. Obviously, we believe that we're solving a little bit for that, but the bigger question is why? Why do so many startups fail? I would say the number one reason is lack of product market fit. A lot of these companies aren't solving a big enough problem or aren't solving a problem at all. Making sure that you have product market fit, PMF, is critically important, especially before you go after capital, institutional capital specifically. Because there's no amount of marketing, don't let my other team hear me say that, that's gonna help a shitty product get you to the $100 million, billion-dollar unicorn valuations. Number 2 is a lack of a well-defined business model. Trying to be everything to everyone, trying to service every single market, trying to be on every single channel will lead you to the next reason why startups fail, which is they run out of money. They have too high a burn rate. We see this both in bootstrap startups and in startups that receive funding. Their burn rate, or how much they're spending every single month to keep afloat and keep alive, is far too high, and that means that they run out of money. Undercapitalization, I would say, is probably the number one reason that most startups fail, and also why they need to be projecting and raising for at least an 18-month period to make sure that they can either get to the next fundraising round or at least stay alive as long as humanly possible. The next one is, of course, poor marketing efforts. We know that 80% of startups fail because they don't do great marketing, or maybe they don't even do any marketing. This is B2B, this is B2C. It doesn't really matter. We know that marketing across every channel has become more and more critical. So you know where to call us at the Elevate side if you're interested in a conversation around how to optimize your marketing efforts. The next is about the team. A lot of times there's just not enough diverse skills or experience to really get a startup up and running and sustain it. So making sure that not only is the core executive team and the tier down team, the executing team, really the right team for this role, but that you have a diverse board of advisors or board of directors that also can help steer the company in the right direction. The next one is kind of like a lack of well-defined business model, and that's just a lack of focus. Again, trying to be everyone to everything to everyone. And a lot of times when founders get venture dollars in their eyes, they pivot and they focus too much on fundraising and not enough on their company, and that is a recipe for disaster. And then the final one I want to mention is just the inflexibility, the inability to adapt to market changes. We know that that is a concern now more than ever before, and we see half of our startups really understand or have developed more of a hyper-local focus. The others that have more international ties are definitely going to have a harder time, but either way, it's about flexibility. You know, I hate the word pivot, but that's truly what founders need to do, especially in this very volatile market. And that is why most startups fail. Don't be one of those startups.